Hi, I'm Beck, currently completing Year 12, and I play competitive sport, both netball and volleyball. With the cancellation of the Commonwealth Games in Victoria, what do you think it would look like for young athletes of the region, like myself, who aspire to play in these bigger sporting competitions?
All right, I'm going to put this to Leo as the Victorian here. Tell me what you think.
Representing on the panel, yeah.
Represent, yeah.
Look, it's obviously going to be tough, and especially knowing just how sudden this cancellation was. I mean, so many groups didn't know about it, did they? They found out as the press conference was, had at 9:30 the other day from Dan Andrews. It is going to be tough for young athletes, and I guess, there's so many levels of competition, but especially for those who might be even the most successful, who are trying to get into something even like the Olympics, and they are looking for something on home soil, especially for like a rural athlete, maybe in the areas that were supposed to host all these events, like Shepparton, like Geelong, Ballarat. It's going to be tough for them. They're not going to have that. And even those who are too young, like primary school age kids, who want to see professional athletes and young and up and coming athletes, near them and able to watch them, they're not going to be able to see that if they're in those rural areas, and we're really hoping for it. It's obviously a huge debate regarding what's happened, and again, extremely sudden, but it probably doesn't just help. It probably doesn't help those young athletes at all.
Laura, you're a monarchist, I believe. So how do you think this might impact our relationship with the rest of the Commonwealth?
Well, I think the sudden cancellation is quite embarrassing for not only Dan Andrews but Australia, because we've promised this Olympics and now it's cancelled, and obviously that's going to impact particularly the regions of Victoria. I'm from New South Wales, but from my understanding, a lot of the events were going to be held in regional Victoria, and with that comes new sporting facilities and tourism. So I do feel bad. In terms of the monarchy.
Yeah, the monarchy.
Okay. Well,
should we be part of the Commonwealth in the first place then?
Well, I think when it comes to the monarchy, we shouldn't fix something that's not broken. I think that the way that Australia's Governor and Governor-General's work is effective as it is, and I believe having an apolitical head figure is really effective in doing the job, which is like signing the bills and it's representing Australia internationally. And I think the job that the Governor-General does right now is quite effective.
And first the Ashes, now this. Is this an issue? Is it a bad look for Australia?
Just sitting here going, if she's quiet, nobody will ask her about sport.
Sorry.
Beck, were you planning on, are you at that level of competition?
Not so much, but I do have a lot of role models, especially in the netball area, that I was really looking forward to watching, especially since, netball and volleyball are really big parts of my life. Yeah. So I think personally, like what Leo said, actually seeing those professional athletes play in the home state that I'm in would have been so amazing. Yeah. And not only playing it would have been amazing, but definitely watching them on. It's a big inspiration, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Does anybody think that the money is well spent elsewhere? Does anybody have that opinion?
Look, if it truly costs $7 billion, and I think that's being contested at the moment, I think there probably are larger priorities, to be honest. That's not to say I think there's huge benefits that come out of the Commonwealth Games and indeed all other events. Even I'm from Brisbane, we've got the Brisbane 2032 Olympics coming up, and
I mean, that's going to cost a lot.
Oh, it will. And I think there probably should be some savings on some things, but it's great that the government, the state and federal government are supporting that. And I think the true importance of these events, not only for the athletes, but it's also the legacy and what they're able to create for those host locations. And you could just imagine how the Commonwealth Games would have impacted regional Victoria and all the opportunities that would have been created out of it. I think it's a real shame that it's been lost, and hopefully we can find a compromise and a solution can be found so that the 2026 Commonwealth Games can be hosted and those athletes can ultimately show off their abilities to the world.
I hate to take up more time. I'm going to be as quick as I can, and I risk a slightly terrible comparison here. But it is a large sum of money. And if we also are questioning the cost of putting on the referendum, which is close to $500 million, and then we're talking about something which maybe is up to $6 billion, I mean, I'm not contesting the fact that there are athletes who were going to be part of this, and that's, you know, it's something to be reckoned with, and hopefully there is something that can be figured out. I do find that the Commonwealth Games are tokenistic. They're a way of pandering to the idea that we are kind of a united Commonwealth, we're all fair and equal, when it's just not the case practically on the ground.